Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Combat Craig, and today we're talking about what happens if a VA rater calls you. And specifically, this instance is a VA rater called and suggested that the veteran goes on VA unemployability or TDIU. So I have well, first of all, that guy used to be a VA rater, Rater X. What's up, homeboy?
Hey, how you doing?
And we will get to you, or I will get to you in a minute, but I wanted to say a few things. If the VA actually called me in the rating decision process, I'd probably cry. And actually, if I had a VSO call me for any reason, that would also probably make me cry. So, getting help is rare and getting a phone call. But anytime the VA suggests you do something, like somebody in a position of VA rater, or if you're doing a higher level review and they're suggesting something, it's easy, do it. Before we hear from Raider X, if you want to learn more about the VA claims process, you can talk to both of us in my bootcamp lives, and you can sign up at combatcraig.com. There's a link in the description. And all VA claims come down to medical evidence. If you need a current diagnosis, symptoms, or a nexus, check out my med team. They're also at combatcraig.com, and I'm pointing down there because that's where the link is. But now, Raider X, why don't you take that question? If a VA rater, if you called me suggesting something, what's going on?
First, I know better not to call you, but that's just neither here nor there. But if you do get the pleasure of having a raider call you and they suggest you file a claim, I would definitely take them up on their suggestion. Now, why they're calling you, that's kind of strange to me because usually, if they're going to invite a claim for individual employability, that would be on your decision notification letter saying that you meet the requirements for IU. Um, you know, please submit the 8940 that's included with this letter and encourage you to file a claim for unemployability. So,
And maybe that was missed, right? Because that's presented to you in the 526EZ. Maybe the veteran missed it, possibly. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios, but
correct. And since we don't
right.
know
But basically,
the
you
specific,
as a raider, you're calling making a suggestion.
let me just say, and typically, um, we're not going to invite something we don't have the intention of granting. So we're not gonna invite something that we plan on denying. I mean, there's circumstances where legally we have to invite a claim because you meet the criteria, but generally speaking, if we're asking you to invite a claim for the condition or the entitlement, it's going to be a grant as long as you fill out the necessary paperwork.
And that's a good point. Um, I often talk about how shitty VA employees are, and you're not one of them anymore. More, I want to make that clear. Somebody said that in a comment. He's the enemy. He's not the enemy. He's been a friend of mine for a couple of years. He no longer works at the VA, so he's a friendly.
Retired.
Um, Retired, exactly. So yeah, as bad as I paint them, that's where I'm at. I go to the absolute negative. That's just kind of the way my mental health works. But they are not actually always trying to rub dirt in your face. So I'm going to deny everything. Let me give you a few more suggestions, loser. Like that's just not typical dickhead headedness you're going to get from a VA raider. They're calling you for a specific reason. Listen to them. That's probably good advice.
Because hey, I'll be honest with you, there'd be times when I would call because I needed some information to complete a claim. I'll be honest with you, I didn't identify myself as a raider. I just said, hey, this claim came to my desk and it looks like it's missing, X, Y, and Z information. If you have it, can you please submit it? Because as soon as you identify yourself as a raider, okay,
Totally. Being identified as a raider, right? It's a VA employee. Hey, I got a couple questions for you. How's that tinnitus part of my claim coming along? how's
yeah, and that's the
how's
last
this? How
thing you want
long
to do.
before it leaves your desk and goes to the? When is the sun going to shine next? And is grass going to be green tomorrow? And like the possibilities are endless, right?
And it's not personal, but we've got such
Right.
a big workload, production standard, and everything else. I can't spend 30 minutes on the phone dicking around because that's less veterans I can be serving when I'm trying to dig in and just trying to get specific information to try to make a decision on a claim and move it forward. That's less veterans I'm helping if I'm having to spend 30 minutes on the phone uh, giving you, I don't want to say special attention, but I mean, but
No, I mean it's true, and we are kind of the same way. We're making videos to talk to lots of people and give lots of people information. I know you guys might want to talk to me one on one. Again, there's a link in the description for boot camp if you want to choose that venue, but that's also in a group. Just VA. Everybody doing this stuff is better off. If it's your claim, you should be doing all the work. Asking questions to other people or hypotheticals, VSOs, even VA raters, and then, like you said, they're not going to get on the phone. And I'm sure you weren't the only one to do that. You just called up. There's something missing on the DD 214. The veteran probably has it, right? Something the veteran could get pretty easily. Hey, do you think you could send this over? Right?
right, yeah, something
It's
simple. Yeah,
simple. You're not getting into a complex thing about the ins and outs of what this doctor said versus that doctor said. So you're not going to be asking questions like that.
Well, no, because I mean, if it's doctor to doctor, we would get a hold
It's
of the
between
doctor.
doctors, right? Now you're making it between two laymen. I mean, you're legally able to, or what's that called? Adjudicate the claim, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, you're not going to sit there and talk to the veteran and opine about
Because
medical opinions.
I do know fellow RVSRs who would say, you know what, I'm not going to call the veteran because I don't want to be stuck on the phone with them for 45 minutes. I'll just defer that issue, have them send out a letter requesting information. Okay, well, yeah,
Right.
you can do that, but if you do it right and you're on the phone for less than 5 minutes, say, hey, send me a copy of your DD 214 because the copy we have on file isn't certified. If you've got
Yep.
a certified copy of your DD 214, you can upload to va.gov. That way, it immediately goes into your file. I can see it's a certified copy. Your service is verified. Okay, now we can move on with your claim.
You want to learn more about the VA claims process? You can talk to both of us in my bootcamp lives, and you can sign up at combatcraig.com. There's a link in the description. And all VA claims come down to medical evidence. If you need a current diagnosis, symptoms, or a nexus, check out my med team. They're also at combatcraig.com, and I'm pointing down there because that's where the link is. But now, Raider X.